I'm like freaking out, like I can't commit to something. Nobody cares about you. No one pays attention to you. There's just no respect. That's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Good morning. Today is Wednesday, January 8th. It's 10:20 a.m. This was technically supposed to be my first week back at work, and I did go back for Monday and Tuesday. However, we have the day off today. Some schools have snow days, we have power outage days. So SDG&E told a lot of people that because we have really high winds coming in, they may have to shut off the power. And so in anticipation for that, the school decided to not have school today. They actually haven't turned the power off yet, and the winds are like moderate, but they don't really seem too bad. So I think it's kind of like at a moment's notice they can shut the power off, but haven't yet, so we'll kind of see. So we got the day off and we still have power. Sounds good in theory, but we'll see if we now have to tack days on towards the end of the year, because we actually already had 3 days off back in early December for the same reason. So we'll just kind of have to wait and see what happens, if the power even goes off at all. So I thought, how fun would it be to vlog since I have literally nothing going on today. My Wednesdays are usually just going from the school right to the gym to work out, and then I also always have therapy in the evening. So that's the only thing that I still have planned. I am gonna go to the gym in a couple hours, but other than that, kind of gonna hang out. About a week ago, I posted that I was going to vlog my last few days of winter break, which I did. Sat down to edit it, had about an hour of footage, and then come to find out that half of it was recorded in slow motion. So I had to basically abandon it, which sucked because I had a lot on there. We did like some book chats. I talked about my goals for the year. We did some house updates. So I'll see how much of that I can squeeze into this vlog, but I was super bummed because I filmed literally all day and it was essentially a waste. I am already dressed for the day. My top is from, I think, Fashion Nova. My jeans are like the Abercrombie low-rise baggy, and then I'm wearing my Adidas Sambas that I just got over the weekend. And it is hair wash day, so I'm drowning in dry shampoo right now, so keep that in mind. Also, I really need a tripod. This is my current tripod situation that I have you on. I do actually have a tripod, but like the screw part, like the bottom of cameras have like a slot for you to screw a tripod into, and I don't know where the actual screw part of the tripod is, so I can't actually connect the tripod to the camera. So I think I need to get just a new tripod altogether, which I have not gotten around to. So in the meantime, I'm like stacking the camera on the most random things I can possibly find to get it to the right height. Maybe I'll buy a tripod today. Let's spend the day together.
Out in the sun. Lesson learned. Cover your lumber.
Are you supervising today? Are you on supervisor duty today? Are you being the best? All right, I'm gonna look for some doors on Pinterest, and while I do that, let's talk house. So we first started talking about building a house about, had to have been 2 years ago was when we first got the idea. And as everybody knows, but especially people in San Diego, the housing market right now is just absolutely insane. So we knew that we would not have the most fun or best or easiest time trying to buy a house, which is what led us to the idea of, okay, well, what if we either, the original plan was to get a property and to put a manufactured home on it, or to kind of build. So we kind of looked into the costs of both and found that building a house was actually going to save us a significant amount of money versus buying one. And that was knowing that Nick was primarily doing the building along with like friends and family that we have. So when you build a house, it's actually really not too terribly expensive. You just obviously need the materials, and the cost of building a house, what makes it so expensive, really starts to come from the labor of the people that you're hiring to build it. So knowing that he, with people that we know could primarily do the building, was gonna end up saving us so much money that makes it more than worth it to end up building instead of buying. From there, I essentially just drew up a floor plan of what I wanted. I've always wanted a huge open concept house. I didn't want like any hallways whatsoever. And we know that we want to entertain. We love cooking. So a massive kitchen was really high on the list, and an open like kitchen right into living room was also the most important thing, because we want to have just one space for when we have people over or we're hosting a party or cooking really large meals. And then my dream has always been to have a home library. So I knew we needed like a master bedroom area, but then I also really wanted a home library. But then we also had to think about, okay, like a guest room that could someday become a nursery if needed. So we settled on 2 bedrooms plus an office and 2 full bathrooms. Our fast track timeline, which we're hoping to be able to keep to, is going to be in the house by Nick's birthday, which is early June. His birthday is June 8th. But at the very latest, we would like to be in it by the end of summer. And so that would give me all summer to be able to like move everything over, set everything up, put things like where they need it to be, because I won't really have a ton else going on. So that would be like the most perfect timeline. Or if it was the end of summer, like we'd make it work, but I won't have the same type of free time that I have during the actual summer break. So Nick, I do have to give him the biggest shout out, because he has been working so hard. I feel useless. I feel like a lump on a log while he's actually actively working on the house. This man, he works Monday through Friday. He gets up at 4 a.m. to go to work. Many times he comes home at 8 p.m. and that's Monday through Friday. And then Friday afternoon to Sunday evening, from sunrise to sunset, they're out there working on the house. I feel so grateful to have a husband who can quite literally build me a house. And that just runs in his family. That's just the way that they operate and the way they do things. And it's something that I can't wait to someday like pass down, if we have kids, be able to teach them those skills to be that independent and that capable. So the next big step, as they finished the framing last weekend, and then now they're putting the plywood onto the framing, our roof, and again, if I'm saying things wrong, it's because I don't actually know. I just kind of am reiterating things that I hear, but it could be totally inaccurate. Our roof gets delivered on the 17th, so that's in 9 days. So they need all of the framing done. They need the plywood up. They need it basically to be as ready as it can be for the roof to come. So we've kind of been trying to expedite that process. It is January and it's in San Diego, so even though we don't have harsh winters, we do still anticipate like the normal rainy season that we have. We really need that roof to be on before the rainy season starts so that everything is enclosed. So they have just been working so hard to get everything done. My style for the house, if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see I've like started posting some stuff. I am just so indecisive, and I've always thought that given the opportunity to build a house, like I would know what I want. But now that it's coming down to it and it's decision time, I'm like freaking out. Like I can't commit to something because I'm just so scared. And I was posting things on Instagram and people were even messaging me saying, why is this so boring? You have no color, it's all beige. And that's because I'm just so stressed to commit to anything that's not neutral. My style has changed so much over the last 1, 5, 10 years. And I feel like even on like a monthly basis, it starts to change. So I'm really afraid to like commit to something really big and bold and then to hate it. Like even throughout the year, I feel like I go through cycles of I like a certain color, or in a certain season, I like things a certain way. But then when that season is over, I like can't stand the sight of it and I need it to be gone. So I have finally realized that if I just stick to a really neutral base and I bring that color in our decor, I think I'll be a lot happier. And then that way, when I want like a clean slate, it'll always be there for me. And I'm not just fully committed to something. Like originally we were gonna do green cabinetry, but now I'm just like, well, what if I wake up one day and I don't want green cabinetry anymore? So what if I do a neutral cabinetry and bring green in like in other places? So that's kind of been my thought process for everything lately, except for our guest bathroom. When we were in Catalina last, the hotel we stayed at had this amazing wallpaper in like the men and women's bathroom. The women's bathroom was like little kittens drinking like Veuve Clicquot, and the men's bathroom was like monkeys holding like bras and cigars. So we're gonna put that wallpaper in the guest bathroom. So that'll be like a fun, quirky thing to do. Other than that, again, we're keeping things pretty neutral and bringing in the fun, like eclectic style in other ways. All right, I just got a text message from Nick. He has to go to work soon, so I need to pack him some food that he can take with him. So I'm gonna do that right now and take a little break from this. All right, I am going to pick up food for the guys. Like I mentioned, when it comes to actually building the house, I am quite useless. I have been more so moral support. My jobs have been baking muffins upon request, and I've also been in charge of food pickup. So they ordered Jersey Mike's for lunch and I'm going to pick that up. It is the least I can do. We still have not lost power, and at this point, I honestly don't think we're going to. Oh, and I changed because I'm freezing. The sun is out and the sun feels amazing. It's 65 degrees, which already is cold for me, but with the wind, I'm like actually freezing. So I had to put on a long sleeve. I have heard that the winds are supposed to increase over the next day or two until I think Friday. So we have been notified that we will go back into work tomorrow unless anything really drastic happens. It's just so insane to me to think that we have power outage days. And I kind of feel like moving forward, we're gonna have to start building them into our school year. Like a lot of schools build in snow days, so they go beyond the required minutes because they anticipate the fact that they're gonna have to shut school down for bad weather. Oh my gosh, not the lifted Porsche. That's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. It has like off-roading wheels on it and like a LED bar light. I want a Porsche though, but I wouldn't lift it. I just want to look hot in it. I want a white Porsche Macan. All right, I'm at Jersey Mike's. I'm gonna go pick up food for the guys and then I will be right back. Secured. If your Jersey Mike's order is not a number 13 Mike's Way, you're wrong. I'm known to be like a granny driver. I'm very defensive on the road. And I think that's because for 8 years I drove a Ford Fiesta. And let me tell you, when you drive a small Ford Fiesta, nobody cares about you. Or I should say, everybody is blind to you. No one pays attention to you. There's just no respect on the road for the Ford Fiestas. And I noticed such a huge difference literally within 1 week of buying my Discovery that's bigger. I just noticed people will like, if I put my blinker on, people will slow and let me in. People like seem to be more aware of me. People will get out of my way. But I noticed a massive difference. So I think I still have Ford Fiesta trauma, which loved that car. It gave me 150,000 amazing miles before I upgraded to Stella. This car I've had for 2.5 years now. So I only have like 2.5 more on her. I am gonna keep her all the way until she's paid off. And then once I pay her off, I'm planning on probably selling her and then switching to leasing. When I first bought her, part of the reason that I bought this car was because the Ford Fiesta had 150,000 miles and I was starting my student teaching where I was driving about 100 miles a day, and the Fiesta was starting to have problems because, like I said, 150,000 miles, but they were like harsh miles. I knew for a fact that she wasn't gonna make it. I wanna say she broke down for the millionth time quite literally 1 week before I started my student teaching. So I immediately just went and bought a car. It's something I had already been thinking about. It wasn't something I was like necessarily going to do so quickly, but it was something I had known for months was coming. So I bought this car a week before I started student teaching. I drove her the 100 miles a day. It had 34,000 miles on it when I bought it. And I think I went from like 34 to like 65 or 70,000 just within the year that I student taught. But now that I'm teaching and the school I teach at is right across the street from where I live, I barely drive anymore. I drive to SDT twice a week, and that's really the only miles that get put on this car. All that being said, I would definitely qualify for a lease. So when this car is paid off, I will probably sell it and then start leasing a car, which could be fun because now like I'll get to go test drive cars and just try different things out and see what I'm interested in. There's a few I'm already looking at. One of them is just still a Range Rover, but I'm also looking at some of the BMWs as well as like a couple Porsches. I bought this car so quickly and I bought it in 2022. Cars are having those issues with chips. We went to like 3 different car lots and they had absolutely nothing. There were no cars, there was nothing new, and the prices were really, really expensive because of that. So I had no luck until I literally went to Land Rover just for the fun of it, and they had this car and it was absolutely perfect for me and like just within my budget. So the point is, I never really got to test drive cars. I never really got to feel out what I wanted because I was so limited with my options. So I'm looking forward to next time around being able to actually pop into different places and really test drive cars and not be so rushed to buy a car like I was the first time. And I can actually decide, okay, is this the right car for me, or is it going to be a different one instead? So that will be coming in the next 2.5 years. And now I'm home, so I'm gonna take the food into the guys. I might head into the school for a little bit, because if we go back tomorrow, my kids have an escape room that is a little bit of a process to set up. So I might go in before heading to the gym. We'll see. So as you can see, I did come into work. There's just a couple things that I need to set up so that if we're back tomorrow, which I think we will be, I don't want to deal with it in the morning. My kids are doing an escape room. My freshmen are going to be reading the graphic novel version of the Odyssey this unit, and we always start that off with an escape room. I have to set that up, but I haven't done it since this time last year, so I don't quite remember what exactly I do and don't have printed. And since we have power, I can print stuff. It's also like a huge process to get it set up. It's a really fun escape room, but there's a lot of components to it. It's like pretty much put together. Not having work is amazing because you can do things in the middle of the day and there's never a line. It is almost 2 o'clock and I was able to just drive right into the car wash. And then I'm gonna swing by the thrift store and drop off some like clothes that have been in the back of my car for like 2 weeks. But then my car will be all cleaned out. This is like the last thing I had been just like not getting around to doing, is dropping off these donations. But anyways, I'm getting so much done. So once again, this is my petition that I should just be a stay-at-home wife, because I stay accomplishing things, and because I bake really well, and because I keep everything clean. And now you can't hear me because of the car wash. I use the like car blow dryer at the end, and not only do I use it, I use the whole 70 seconds. I'm trying to get my car as dry as possible. I usually like to get my car washes at night because then I don't get the sunspots, but when it's 2 p.m. and you're unemployed for the day, then that's when you're gonna get a car wash. Let's call Nick actually. Hi. Hello?
Hold on a second. Hi, hold on a second. Hold on a second.
I've been holding on a second.
Sorry, my dad was calling me.
Say hi to the vlog.
Hi, vlog.
Did you know that in Dubai, if your car's dirty, you can get a 500, I don't know what their like currency is, but you can get like a $500 like ticket.
Really?
And then if you like you get pulled over, like if your car doesn't look good and you get a ticket, and then if you don't fix it by like the fix it date, your car will be impounded.
Do they wash it for you at that point?
Do they wash it for you?
Yeah, they impound it. Do they wash it?
I don't know.
Crazy. They just want it to be super bougie everywhere.
I respect that. I think we should have that policy here.
All right, I'm going in.
All right.
Eat first.
Love you.
Bye. Love you.
Bye. This is my favorite thrift store. We have a few thrift stores, but the primary two are a Goodwill and a food and clothes closet. And I don't hate the Goodwill, like the stuff. I think it's fine stuff. But what I hate about the Goodwill is Goodwill just marks everything up so insane. You will pay more at Goodwill than you would pay if you bought some of these items new online, where the food and clothes closet that we have, like, genuinely is a thrift store. They keep things very reasonably priced. So whenever I donate, I always come here instead of Goodwill. Thank you. Yay, and now my car is cleaned out and now it's washed, and I just vacuumed it the other week. That was actually all the errands I wanted to run. So now I can just kind of hang out until it's time to go to the gym. I feel like this vlog has mostly been me yapping, but I haven't done one like that yet. I'll probably vlog some of my workout on my phone. I am like not at all wanting to bring like a vlog camera into the gym. I just think that that's not obnoxious. Like, it doesn't bother me. I don't care. Like, I don't care if people want to videotape. I don't care if people want to vlog. I don't care if you have a camera crew and a camera set up, as long as you're like mindful of like the space that you're using. I don't even care if I would be like in the background of someone else's vlog. However, I know that I'm in the minority, and most people like obviously don't want to be in someone else's video, and maybe don't want to have to deal with other people's like camera equipment. So I don't have any issues just recording sets on my phone. So I'll probably record a little bit of my workout. Okay, I'm back home. I think I'm gonna go start Squid Games. I did not realize that season 2 came out until a student actually told me yesterday that the new season was out. I had no idea. I loved season 1, and I'm hearing really mixed reviews about season 2. So maybe right now, for a couple hours before I go to the gym just at my normal time, I think I'm gonna watch Squid Games and maybe start actually editing what I already have, because I have a lot of yap footage to get through. All right, let's go inside.
Time for another selfie. Gotta get in that crowd.
I barely recorded anything at the gym because it was super busy. So I think I got like one video of me working out and like one video in the locker room. It's already 5:30. I feel like today flew by, but I guess when I think about it, I kind of was doing stuff all day, but I got a lot done. Now I'll have extra time on the weekend. I'm gonna start winding down. Now I have about an hour and a half before my therapy session. I do have to do an everything shower. So everything shower, pack food, get ready for tomorrow, and that's the end of my day. Thank you so much for spending this impromptu day off with me. This was super fun. I enjoyed taking you along all of my errands. If you liked this video, make sure that you like, and if you haven't already, subscribed to my channel if you want to see more like this. And I will see you in the next video. Bye!